Hey everybody, welcome back. This is part 3 of this series on this residential foundation we're doing. This one I'm going to be showing you how I finish this concrete right here with this mini-me trowel. This is about a 35 pound power trowel. It's the first time I've ever used it to finish a complete floor like this. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that in this video. Part 1 was me telling you how we poured the basement floor here over those 9-foot high walls. Part 2 was us doing the garage floor, and in those two parts I give you all kinds of really valuable tips and techniques and methods that we use to be able to pour concrete successfully every day. So make sure you check those out. I'll have them linked at the end of this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. I come out with all kinds of concrete videos. If you want to learn how to do this stuff, if you want to learn how to finish concrete like we do, power trowel, pour concrete, screed it, bull float it, do stamp concrete, anything like that, any of the stuff that we do, then I would join the Concrete Underground. The link for that's down in the description. I have all my training videos in there. You can contact me in there and ask questions. That's the best source online to learn how to do concrete. So this is a mini power trowel, and it's from Tomahawk Industries. If you want to check out Tomahawk, I'll put a link for them down in the description. But they sent us this trowel just to try out. This is their gas powered one. They do have a battery one too. I haven't tried that, but it's really lightweight. I can easily pick this up myself. I'm 60 years old. I'm still in pretty good shape, but I can pick this thing up no problem without it bothering me at all. So I can carry this around. It's got multiple more handles you can connect to this to make it really long. So I'm just trying it out. Obviously there's not a lot of down pressure on this, and if you're a concrete finisher, if you've run power trowels before, you kind of know what I mean by that. You need some weight to a power trowel. In some cases, if you're trying to fill holes or fill your footprints or your foot tracks or something like that, it's always nice to have a little bit of weight to the power trowel. And RPMs, like fast RPMs, tend to help you when the concrete's drying really fast out in the sun, like it's going to be today. So this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. It doesn't have a fast RPMs. As you can see, I left the first part of this video in real time, and then the next couple passes I go over the floor I sped up a little bit, just because if you want to fast forward through the video a little bit to check that out, you can. And at the end I'm showing you how we green cut, how we saw cut the garage floor. As soon as Luke pulls the power trowel off it, we're snapping chalk lines and putting the saw cuts in that. So that's again at the end of this video too. So what I'm doing right now is, because I can reach the whole floor here, this thing's about 32 by 14, I can reach the whole floor from the outside. I'm not walking on the concrete right now. Timing is everything when finishing, especially power troweling out in the sun. And because this trowel is so light, like, you got to get on the concrete maybe a little bit earlier than you normally would with a regular power trowel, either a 36-inch walk behind or a 30-inch walk behind. You got to get on it a little earlier, and the reason is, there's a couple reasons. Number one is the trowel is just not heavy enough to smooth out or work up the cream. Or what I'm more concerned about is it not being able to get the bull float lines out if I let it harden up like I normally would with a regular power trowel. I don't think it would take the bull float lines out. So I'm getting on it a little bit early. That's why I'm not walking on it, because I don't want to sink in too far with my feet. Now I could walk on it and I'd probably only sink in, maybe a quarter of an inch with the weight. I'm about 175 pounds. I'm about 6 feet tall. So I'd probably sink in, an eighth to a quarter of an inch. And I just didn't want to have to deal with trying to take those footprints out with this power trowel, because it's so lightweight and because it doesn't really rev up. It doesn't have the RPMs to take those footprints out. And I didn't want to spend a lot of time trying to do that and try to get the floor hit this first time. Every time we go over the floor, one full time with the power trowel, like, we call it a hit. Our terminology is, hey, I hit the floor once, I'll give it a few minutes, then I'm gonna go back and hit it again. So if you hear me say hit the floor, That's what I'm doing right now, is I'm hitting the floor for the first time. So I decided just to walk around the outside of it, whereas normally we would walk right on the concrete, because if I'm waiting for this to set up enough for a regular weighted power trowel, a regular power trowel weighs about a couple 100 pounds versus this one weighs about 30, 35. You know, I'm really not sinking in at all on the first hit with a regular power trowel. That's how hard I let the concrete firm up. And that kind of depends on, obviously, how hot out it is, how many square feet that I need to power trowel at once. You know, if I'm there by myself or if I have another guy with a power trowel, if we're both doing it. Those things come into play all the time too with finishing. But so with this one, this was real easy to hit this first time because I didn't have to take out any footprints. I'm just basically focusing on taking out the bull float lines, filling in any little imperfections, you know, bringing up the cream. It does have what we call combo blades on it. It comes that way. So it's actually working pretty good. I was pretty impressed, actually. I was surprised. I was impressed. It would have been a little nicer if it had just a few more RPMs, like maybe double what it has. I think that would be even nicer if you were going to try to finish concrete with this on a regular basis. But I'm going to hit this thing, you'll see, a total of, I believe, 4 times. So I hit it this time. You know, I go around, I trowel my edges. I've already mag floated my edges once. I do that even before I power trowel. So I get my edges all mag floated. If you know what that means, that's usually a magnesium float, you know, and we do that with the first pass, and then every other pass after that we use a hand trowel. These are the kind of things I teach in the Concrete Underground. So I'll get this hit this first time, you know, I'll go around the edges with the hand trowel, the steel trowel, get them nice and smooth. I go around those pipes you see. Anything in the floor we go around, we get done by hand. That gives you a pretty good idea right there just how fast that revs up. And then, you know, I got the blades cranked up a little bit. There's like a little hand crank. You can kind of see it right there on the cage that you twist around and it cranks the blades up or down. I got them cranked up maybe 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, not too high. But I do have them cranked up a little bit. And the operation is basically the same as a regular power trowel. I push down on the handles, it goes to the right. I lift up on them and it tends to want to go to the left. But I'll be honest, this thing's so light, you can just kind of manipulate it just with your own strength. Versus a regular trowel, you can't really do that much. So if you're thinking of, if you got just small stuff to do, like I wouldn't want to do anything bigger than this in the sun. But if you're doing stuff like this, or even smaller, or even maybe sometimes some broom finish stuff, like you could go over this. I think you could go over this thing twice with one of these, you know, like I am right now. Maybe give it 15-20 minutes, let it set up a little more, go over it again, and then run a broom over it, and that would give you a really nice tight broom finish. That would help you from doing some handwork, I think, on maybe skids or styrofoam or whatever you guys use to get on the concrete. We use what's called skids, and we can just get in them and work our way by hand. This was definitely much easier than doing it by hand, I can tell you that, because we finish a lot of concrete by hand. Well, this is our basic process. You know, we'll power trowel it, and then we'll have a guy go around, do the edges, get them all steel troweled. If you're finishing by yourself, like we are here, we actually have 3 guys finishing right now and 1 guy going around helping doing edges. So there's 4 of us here. 1 guy's down inside that basement you see in the back with a 36-inch power trowel. Another guy's on the garage, which is over to the right. I'll show you that in a minute. That's 36 by 28 garage. He's finishing that with a 30-inch power trowel. And there's a guy over there helping him do edges. There you can just see Darren there in the background down in that basement. He's got a yellow shirt on too. So he's down in there kind of finishing that by himself. There's a little better shot. That's his first hit too. He's going over it for the first time. He's got all his edges done. Now he's just getting back on it to go over it a second time. This is Luke's second hit, so he's already gone over the whole thing. We've done the edges, mag floated them out. Now he's getting back to where he started his first hit, and it's setting up pretty good because that garage, you can see, has had direct sunlight. And that trowel, that 30-inch trowel, like, that's not a huge trowel. And that doesn't have a ton of weight to it either, so you can't let stuff get hard on you with that 30-inch trowel like you can. The 36-inch has a ton more weight, lot more RPMs to it. All right, so I troweled my edges. I've probably been off of this for 10 or 15 minutes, and then this is the second hit. And I did speed it up a little bit so you wouldn't have to sit through like the whole thing in real time, because I think you kind of get the idea how fast it runs and the basic process I'm using. I'm going to stay off it again with my feet for this second hit, only because I can reach it from the outside. If I couldn't, then I could walk on this now, but it just take me a little bit longer to hit it, taking my footprints out. So I'm just going around the edges. Now I'm trying to follow a certain pattern. When I teach power troweling, I teach, running the power trowel in a certain pattern. And the reason for that is if you just kind of run it randomly, or if you run it the exact same way every time, you actually tend to put mini like humps in the floor that you don't even realize you're putting in there sometimes. So we run power trowels in a certain pattern, and then the next time we hit the floor, we'll cross that pattern and run it 90 degrees from that, and it actually helps flatten out the floor even more than it is initially. So I'm being real careful walking on that wall there. There's plenty of wall right there to walk on. It's actually quite a bit wider than the wall you see out here on the outside edge. And, again, I just trying to keep my footprints off it as much as I can for now. And the timing of this was really good. When we talk about timing and power troweling, we're talking about, I want to see those blades under the power trowel kind of work up the concrete and make it look, fresh or new. You can tell by the color sometimes too. The drier stuff, the stuff you're hitting, will be a little bit different shade than the newer stuff that you're hitting, so you can tell, and it looks smoother. You're taking out the roughness, I guess, from the blades from the previous hit, and that all shows up, when you're finishing stuff. There's all kinds of little things to look for as you're finishing concrete. Now, when I get done with this, I don't know how good you'll be able to tell on the video, but this thing's going to be just as smooth as glass. And that's what I was wondering with this, because when you have a power trowel, it doesn't have a lot of weight to it, doesn't have a lot of RPMs to it, can you really smoothen out the concrete like you can with a regular size power trowel that really compacts the surface and makes the surface really dense and gives you a really nice shine to the surface when you're done power troweling it, when that stuff's rock hard. So it's about 90 degrees out today. It's really, really warm. And there wasn't much time in between hits, so I didn't have much time to go help the other guys, with their edges, finish theirs or anything like that. And same with them. They didn't have much time to come up and help me either, so we're kind of all on our own here. So I'm just making sure I don't get behind, especially with this little thing. It would be easy to get behind. And how you can tell, like, when you get behind on a floor is when the blades from the power trowel, they don't work up the surface and take out the previous marks from the power trowel. They just kind of go over it, and it just kind of looks hard and rough, and it doesn't look very good. So you definitely don't want to wait too long, especially with a trowel this size. This is the third hit right here, and you'll see right after I get done this third hit, I'm not even going to stop. I'm going to go right back over it again for the fourth hit, and that's going to pretty much be the finished look. That's going to be about as smooth as I'm going to be able to get this thing, as smooth as glass. And they're going over this with flooring anyway, so it's not like it's crazy critical how smooth it is. They just want it really nice and flat and somewhat smooth. So I work up the crete around the pipes with the power trowel, get as much of the handwork done as I can with the power trowel, and that just leaves me a little bit to go around by hand. Just speeds things up, makes it go a little bit faster. You can see I'm walking on it, not even leaving footprints now. That's how hard this stuff is. And there's the tomahawk sign right there. Tomahawk, they make all kinds of different types of tools. They make concrete tools, they make tools for excavation. They make some sprayers, really good. They sent me a really nice gas powered backpack sprayer. That thing's got a ton of power. That thing can spray forever. That works really nice. So you can see I'm just going right back over what I just hit, because it's at this point, you know, there's not much paste on the surface. The surface is really smooth, so the sun is just drying this thing right up really fast. Oh, I am pretty impressed, I'll be honest with you. Like, I didn't think at first, well, I wasn't sure at first if I was going to be able to get the concrete really smooth. I do have another big power trowel sitting in the back of the truck. Like, I had that ready just in case. I could back the truck over here, drop it down with a crane, and put the big one on it if I thought I really needed it. But I was able to do the whole thing like this. Now with our trucks, we have those cranes on the back. I don't know if you've watched a lot of my videos, you've probably seen us use the crane. If you haven't, if this is your first time, we mount these little cranes to the back bumpers of our trucks, and they have a winch on them, and they're battery operated, so that can lift the power trowel up and down onto the floor for us, even down inside that 9-foot basement. That's how we got the power trowel down in there. But if you don't have that, like if you don't have a way to lift a really heavy power trowel and you're by yourself and you're doing something small, you know, this thing right here just might be what you're looking for. So again, I'm going around everything, making sure everything looks, you can tell now it's starting to look really smooth. There's hardly any fuzz on the concrete at all. If, you know, generally we'll just burn that fuzz off, what we call burn that fuzz off with the blades from the power trowel. And then by the time that burns off, the surface is like really smooth, about as smooth as glass, like I said. I'm going around buzzing the edges one more time. I went all the way around the edges and got them one last time. Make sure the edges look really good. Usually the edges will stick out, you know, to like a homeowner or a builder, the people you're working for, they show up to take a look. The first thing they're going to notice is the edges. If your edges don't look good, then forget it. First impressions are everything. Nothing's going to look good to them if the edges don't look good. So I had one last little area there, had a tiny little bit of more fuzz on it than I wanted. I'm just going to buzz that fuzz off and then work the trowel over to that right hand side, and then I can just, you know, pick it up, pull it off, clean it, put it in the back of the truck. But I'm going to show you here kind of a little bit better what Luke's doing over in the garage real quick with the 30-inch power trowel. A little bit more of that, and then I don't know if I got a better shot of what Darren's doing down in there or not in the basement, but this is basically, you know, this is kind of how we finish concrete. I go right through the steps, you know, about timing, when to start, you know, your first hit, your second hit, your third hit. Usually it takes about 4 or 5 hits to get the concrete really smooth. How to do your edges, what to look for, all those different steps when you're finishing concrete. Now here's another step. This is like the last step. Once the concrete's been power troweled smooth as glass, you know, we get the tape measure out. We'll mark out our lines. We'll snap a chalk line, a blue line usually, and then we get right on it with what we call the soft cut saw, green cutting saw. This one's from Husqvarna. Tomahawk actually makes one of these. I would really like to see the Tomahawk one, or use the Tomahawk one if they'd send me theirs. Theirs looks really nice too. I've had this one for years, but it works good. It allows us to get the saw cuts right in the slab. As soon as we get done, you know, then we can just sweep the dust off or blow it off, and bang, we're out of here. So this is what we did to all 3 floors. The basement floor, we even put a couple into that one I was doing, but I just wanted to show you, you know, Luke was sawing this as I was getting done mine. And that's how things work. So again, if you want to learn how to do what we do, join the Concrete Underground. The link's below. If you got any questions, put them in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next one.